Hello, I'm here with my dad, and we're going to talk about platinum discoveries we've made. Go ahead, Dad.
You know, a few days ago, you were writing down your notes and you were presenting to me your thoughts concerning this discovery. And you also had some kind of like earning projections that could possibly be earned from this discovery. And I spent the next few days talking to you and lecturing you about how you need to be down to earth and realistic, and don't elevate the numbers.
I didn't know if I wanted to send them to you or not.
Then, because the plant's down, we're waiting on a part for the ball mill. I spent some time with some samples, doing some assaying and reviewing the data, and I came up with the same numbers you came up with, so I had to apologize.
Praise God. Good report.
I didn't spend 2 days apologizing, but I did apologize. Dusty, all indications are that this platinum discovery is a major discovery and a lifetime discovery.
Yes, sir. Life changing.
Life-changing discovery. You know, God has been screaming at us. And he's been telling us to take heed to this platinum discovery. And part of his voice has been echoed through you. You're the one saying, look, Dad, look at this thing. Let's don't forget about it. Let's don't dismiss it. This is major. And God works all things out according to the counsel of his will. And we know all things work together for our good, those that love the Lord and those who are called according to his purpose. And I think the plant shutdown helped us out because it enabled us to take some time and spend some time in the lab and look at some things and look at this data. And what I'm seeing is huge.
Yes, sir. This is a big one.
Now, what we're going to do in this presentation is present our facts, our findings, and somewhat let them speak for themselves. Let them take us to a right conclusion. Saying that, the first fact is here's what God said, his will and his plan. Now, God showed me that there is a prepared path, prepared by God in accordance to his will and plan, prepared from the foundation of the world to take our company, our joint venture, into a company that will be worth over $1 billion. So, fact number one is that God showed us that he prepared a path to take our joint venture, our company, into being a company worth over $1 billion. Now, how do we do that? That goes to fact number two. If we roll our works unto the Lord and trust him wholly to him, he will cause our thoughts to become agreeable to his will, and the net results will be established thinking and success. This is a success guarantee that is spoken about in the scriptures. In Proverbs, the 3rd chapter, the Amplified Version, it says, roll your works upon the Lord, commit and trust him wholly to him. He will cause your thoughts to become agreeable to his will, and so shall your plans be established and succeed. 100% success. All we have to do is roll our works unto the Lord. So, fact number 3 is an important fact. The XRF units used by Mexico miners do not test for platinum.
No, sir.
Now, why? You know, in 2011, we had a Thermo Fisher unit, which our unit now is a Thermo Fisher unit.
Right.
And it tested for platinum.
Sure did.
But now, the advanced units in the mining mode does not test for platinum. You know, the supplier we deal with supplies the Pinoles, which is a major mining company here. They have sold them something like 50 units.
Yep.
And they don't test for platinum.
Sure.
We have a theory of why that is. Now, fact number 4 is our unit can test for platinum when you put it into the AutoCAD mode.
Correct.
Now, the AutoCAD mode is designed to test catalytic converters, which has platinum. But the miners don't use the AutoCAD mode.
No.
When we ordered our unit, we specified we wanted it to test for platinum. And the people who sold the unit to us says like, well, why do you want that? Well, we want it. We want to test for platinum. And so we had to add, it cost us $2,500, an extra mode in that unit so it could test for platinum.
Correct.
But the miners in Mexico don't have that. Now, fact number 5, we have discovered very significant amounts of platinum in ore deposits located in Enrique and in the Mexico state of Chihuahua.
Yes, sir.
What we do is we test an ore for the mining mode.
Yes, sir.
And then we swap over to
AutoCAD.
AutoCAD to see if there's any platinum values there.
Correct.
When we test for platinum in AutoCAD mode, when we visit sites, we might come up with no platinum,
Right.
trace amounts of platinum,
Correct.
or significant amounts of
Yes, sir.
platinum. Now, the significant amounts of platinum are located in isolated spots.
Correct.
All right. So, we with the AutoCAD mode can test for platinum. We're going to do some demonstrations here in a little bit. Fact number 6, very important also. The geological reports and the assays from the areas we have reviewed and that have platinum in the ore deposits do not mention anything at all about platinum.
No.
Not a thing.
No, sir.
That's very significant, and the question is why? One reason is, I believe, is because the units don't test for platinum, and it's very hard to assay with a fire assay for platinum.
Right.
So they just don't show platinum
No, sir.
and don't mention it. And then these are places where we have discovered significant amounts of platinum.
Right.
Okay. Fact number 7. Copper and lead are collectors for platinum, gold, silver, and other PGMs.
Correct.
This is important. These are some copper. This is some copper. Looks like copper, but it's not all copper.
Yes, sir.
This copper was used to collect platinum. So was this. So was this. This is a native form of copper, formed by nature, and it also collected some platinum. Now, what we're going to do here for a few minutes is let's just go ahead and let's assay some samples.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to reposition the camera a little bit, come around here, and take a picture of you assaying the samples.
All right. No problem. I'm going to do a SRF assay on a rock sample. This would be sample number 1 because we don't want to let people know where we got it from. All right. There. And we'll push start.
Now this is a picture that shows where the sample is being taken, and you can watch it in real life. It's got 35% copper there so far, but we'll see what it says when it's over. And right here, that's showing like 1.1% platinum right now.
Okay. Look at it a little closer, Chris. That's 11,520 parts per million of platinum. Or you could say that's 11,520 grams of platinum per ton. That's a big assay.
And the copper's high, 34.8%.
Yep.
All right.
We're doing.
Stop that. Dusty, this is native copper. I sanded a place right here so we get a good test. Dusty, try to get that sanded piece in the picture,
Okay.
and let's test fit.
I'm gonna start. Get close so you can see it. This is a huge assay. This is 23,046 parts per million, or 23,046 grams of platinum per ton. That's huge.
Or 2.3% platinum.
Yep.
Now the copper, how much is that?
The copper is 33%. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the wrong number. It's 55% copper.
Now, this is where copper in the natural state has collected the platinum. Now, it's based on experience. If we take that piece of copper and we smelt it and then test it, those numbers will sometimes double.
Yeah, wow.
Okay. All right. This is a smelted piece of copper where the copper was used to collect platinum.
Correct.
We could get enough ore from this location to produce, if we had the plant capable of doing it, 20 tons per day copper.
Wow.
So let's look and see what's in that one.
Okay.
And that's sample number 3.
Get close to it. Wow. That is 58,591 parts per million. That is a lot of money, Dad.
Yeah, that's 58.5 kilos, 5.8%, and the copper in that sample is
90%.
90.4%. Now, that's the what's platinum going for today?
It's going at $29.35.
All right, multiply that per gram.
Okay.
Is that right? That per gram?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That would be
Take a picture of his phone.
8, 5, 4. That's $1,719,000.
Okay. And again, we can buy enough of that supply to produce 20 tons of copper per day if the plant was capable of running that.
Wow.
But that's what the XRF shows 1 ton of that is worth.
Praise God.
Okay, Dusty, this is another location
Okay.
similar to this location. This is copper that we smelted. Now, we can get about the same amount of tonnage per day on this one too.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and test that.
Okay. Okay.
And that flag comes up on every assay. It's just some flag that comes up every time the assay ends. What we got?
58,561 parts per million.
Okay, that's 58.5 kilos per ton. What is that? That's about the same as the other one. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's $1,000 different from the other. It's $1,718,000.
And that's 90.5% copper. You know, why is it that nobody else is talking about this platinum?
That's mind-boggling. They don't know.
You know, years ago in the United States, a little history, it's reported that the Russians made a deal with the United States whenever they purchased Alaska. And in that deal, they were to exclude any mention of platinum in their geology, courses in college and stuff like that. And when we first started talking about platinum discovery on the Verbena project, the geologist said there is no platinum.
Right.
They don't exist. It's impossible. Now, for years, the geologist said there's no platinum in the United States. But since then, there is a platinum mine in Montana, the Stillwater mine, which is a huge mine. And it's producing platinum.
And don't the Russians own?
The Russians actually own most of that mine. I'm not sure what percentage, but a high percentage. It might be more than 50%. The Philip Stodge, we'll talk about that in a minute, started producing platinum whenever they started producing, when all the geologists in the United States were saying it's impossible, platinum don't exist in the United States. Now, Fremont McMoran produces a lot of platinum in Arizona. So, to explain why the Mexico miners don't know about it, I think it's intentional. I don't think the refiners want them to know about it, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. I think it's hidden on purpose, and we'll get into more of that in just a minute.
Okay.